Good afternoon from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's the 17th of August 2024. The time is 12:37 p.m. This is actually my second attempt to make this video because the first one blipped off like 5 minutes in when I turned to show you the photo of my knitted fairy. So I'm a bit annoyed, but on we go and we'll carry on. Today's offerings are titled, I've been to paradise and hell, but I got me back. Indeed I did, babies. And here's the knitted fairy I showed you, I think, yesterday. I think I was feeling excited because I made the crown for her head. So there is that. We've been out in the garden, Charlie and and I went down the rabbit hole with Ancestry.com because my cousin sent me some photos of our uncles, which was lovely, but, I haven't been on Ancestry in a long time. So I uploaded them and, edited the photos and made them nice, and that took quite a lot of time. So I'm quite wrung out from it all, actually. And I didn't go dancing last night because I was so freaking exhausted after making that pendant for 2 days, so took everything out of me. And I probably won't go dancing tonight, but I'm considering going dancing tomorrow on Sunday Arvo. My favourite band has a gig down at Jacob's Well Tavern, which I thought might be a nice little drive down the coast and a bit of an outing for me, get me out of the house. So I'm thinking about that, but I'll have to see how I feel tomorrow, and just living life day by day at the moment. I'm still recovering from this bit of a spiraling down in my health I had a few weeks ago. It's with starting the new CPAP machine has knocked me around, but anyway, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll keep improving and life will get better. So yeah, there is that. Anyway, we're carrying on reading. Charlie's snuggling up to my hand. He's a very happy Charlie. This morning I posted this photo of my CPAP machine results, which are not good, actually, because I stopped breathing 3.4 times an hour in the 7 hours and 46 minutes I slept. So I'm still not breathing in my sleep, and that's normally on average it's about 1 time per hour with CPAP. But yeah, I don't know what happened last night. Must have been a bad night. So no wonder I'm feeling exhausted. But anyway, it's a bit upsetting that it's not working, but I'm sure it will work. Positivity, manic denial. Anyway, it has to work. Otherwise, the alternative is not so good, people of Earth. And I've been struggling for quite a long time now. You wouldn't think it, since I go out and dance wildly for hours and hours on the weekend, but I do actually struggle. Anyway, 6:30 a.m. I did not feel well yesterday. No, I did not. Very exhausted, but pushed myself through and completed the sacred heart charm I worked on for 2 days. Felt dizzy and weak after. I didn't go dancing, which is highly unusual, as I usually push myself out there, even when I feel weak. I even had a shower as my hair needed washing, so I thought I was still going to go, like my intentions were intrepidly wanting to go, as I'll do. I'll push myself like a Mustang Quay, galloping to my own red shoes and my own obliteration. And I love dancing. It's the only thing that keeps me living, quite frankly. But anyway, after the shower I thought, no, not tonight, Tanya. Tonight you rest. I went to bed at 10:48 p.m, still begrudging to have to miss out on my regular dance was actually kind of bemused because the band was Ramjet was playing last night, started 11, and I was like, oh man, you still got time to change your mind, Tanya. Go and put your makeup on, throw a frock on, and off you go. And I was like, I can't. That's how exhausted I was. I actually gave up on the dance last night. I got up at 4 a.m. to pee and felt so dehydrated that I had a glass of water. I just got up again, also needing a drink of water. So yeah, maybe that was partly the problem. Don't know, it just felt really off all night, not good. But I only got up once during the night to pee, which is pretty good actually, So it wasn't the peeing, wasn't so much a problem. It's the not breathing that was the problem. Oh well, here we go. Another day in paradise, am I right? Anyway, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it because I'm determined. My doctor's determined. That means my psychiatrist is determined. My urologist is determined. My friends are determined. My birdie's determined, and I'm determined. So, I just went out with all these beautiful glitters from a New Zealand makeup company. So I'm not acting like a woman who's given up the ghost and preparing to die either. I'm still spoiling myself on occasion and living as if I have this fabulous future ahead of me where I'm with my gorgeous, passionate lover man, whoever that turns out to be. And because I fantasize magnificently, people. And, I'm living my best life and I'm surrounded by people who love me and treat me with kindness and honour. And that's happening. It's actually happening in the past 12 months. So everything else can just fall into place at the appointed appropriate time as designated by the gods. I hope the gods don't make me wait too much longer though, because it's getting a bit touch and go some days. But anyway, here I wrote, then I noticed I had 3.4 events per hour last night, so I'm backsliding even with CPAP. I wonder what is causing that. Anyway, perhaps if I feel better this evening, I will dance tonight. I must keep soldiering on. I'm wondering, thinking about that actually now, from a scientific point of view, maybe I need to adjust the pressure. Maybe that's why the breathing started relapsing into, not working. Maybe I need more pressure. I'll have to ask. Who will I ask? I'll have to ask the CPAP company maybe that sold me the damn machine. Anyway, I'll see how I go tonight before I panic about adjusting pressure, because I don't want the pressure to be too high, because then my body will rebel again and I'll have another 2 weeks of agony, am I right? Not agony, but coughing up mucus and phlegm, which was not pretty. So I don't think I'm not going to adjust anything at this point in time. It's only been 6 weeks. Got to be gentle with myself. Here I posted a photo of all the little makeup thingies I bought because Miss Five, my inner child, wanted them, and I couldn't buy the glitter that I normally buy in Cosmetics Plus, which is, reasonably priced glitter. The one I really like, they don't sell anymore, so I could only have the silver eyeliner, which is nice too, but I thought, no, I saw these and they showed that you can use a mixing medium and use it as eyeliner, and I got titillated by that thought because I'm a child. My Miss Five child said, we have to have that, Mama T. Okay, you can have whatever you want, provided Mummy can afford it. My inner mother and my inner child, who sometimes fight for supremacy. Miss Five always wins because she's pristine and perfect and untainted. So Miss Five got what she wanted, actually. Anyway, thank God Miss Five's not in charge of my love life, or I'd be dangerous. But anyway, as I said, she's untainted by human sexuality. So she just likes to, have me all glamoured and glittered and supports me in that way, while the rest of me gets out there and razzles, dazzles and dances the wild dance. And oh my God, I love it. I do love it. So anyway, the company threw in those little pearls. I would have rather had Diamantes, but it was a gift from the company. So thank you, Question Beauty. And I'm looking forward to putting on the full glitter razzle dazzle soon, but it's really more for nightwear, isn't it? So I guess it wouldn't matter if I wore it during the day. Just looked a bit fey. I am, after all, Tanya of Titania's realm under the auspices of Queen Tatiana or Titania. So if the Fae like glitter, then Mama T likes glitter too. Anyway, it's all a bit silly when you think about it, but what else have I got going on? So yeah, I wrote about that underneath, but I've just verbalised it too, so we don't need to repeat that again. And then, because I was in a glittery mood this morning, waking up at 6:30, I got the rare treat of seeing all my sun catchers had cast the most beautiful, can you see it in the photo? The most beautiful glittery, shiny sunlight refractions all over my walls, which I only get to see if I wake up early when the sun comes through that window. Sometimes you just got to immerse yourself in magic. Glitter on the face, glittery sun refractions on my walls, shiny spectrums of light. Yay! Making a cup of tea and going back to bed. P.S. I love you. Whoever read that on Facebook or watches my YouTube videos. So, there we go. Charlie, I love you too, Charlie. She says, I know, Mama T. You was a good Mama T. Oh, dear goddess. 17th of August, 2023. Rati is here cleaning, so that must have fallen on a Thursday. I gifted her some limes from my tree. She really appreciates them. The postman arrived with a parcel I had ordered. I was sitting up the back of my garden listening to Robert Saper's podcast. Saper or Safer? I think it's Saper. Podcast, Celtic Origins. The lovely Polynesian postman walked through my gate to bring the little parcel to me. So I got up and met him halfway. A sweet gesture, sweet human kindnesses. Oh, he's a lovely man, but he must not do this route anymore because I haven't seen him for a long time. Oh, miss him. Very lovely person. This beautiful lorikeet just flew down and perched on top of Charlie's cage. She got quite a fright and hopped away, but I was delighted that bird came to say, hi. He's probably after her lorikeet mix, which has been running out quite quickly lately. Isn't it, Charlie? You're sharing your food with all the birdies, which is okay. We have enough. I need to buy her some more lorikeet mix though. She's nearly run out. But we do have enough to share is what I'm saying. My friend Janet wrote, what a beauty. And I replied, I just love how the wild birds fluttered down to visit with me. It started with the king parrot late last year, but now they all seem to do it. I suppose they feel safe and comfortable with me, as I am always sitting in my garden with Charlie, and previously with Bobo as well. I always provide them with water to bathe in, which I know they really appreciate, especially in summer. Lynn visited this afternoon. We sat in the garden watching the cute antics of Mr. and Mrs. Crow, who were busy gathering twigs for their nest and eating an apple I had left out for Charlie. Oh, that's cute. Two little boys from next door just ran to each other and embraced. Oh, neighbouring boys, one from there, one from there. That's very cute. Where was I? We were so delighted. I told Lynn the wild birds treat me as though I am part of their flock or a pet. It's so beautiful to be loved unconditionally by the wild birds. Lynn replied that it's because they know they are safe with me and harm ye none. It's true. I enjoy their beauty and their funny little mischievous antics every day. Picasso or Salvador Dali? Can't quite work it out, but anyway, it's images of my coffee leaves, coffee grounds, what's left of the coffee after I drank coffee. So I kind of see a face with one of those big beaks on it like they used to wear during the plague, and some other tall people, and it's all kind of interesting. Brecky replied, both in robes and one with a bird on his hand. Most certainly Dali. Oh, yes, that's right. It could be a bird on his hand. See, it's amazing what other people see. I replied, so many faces too. She said, oh yeah, skulls, and also a horse's head from the front with very upright ears, alert, listening. And I replied, yes, I see the skull too. Oh, Brecky, it took me a while, but I see the horse now. You have a great eye. She does, she's an artist, and she's a wonderful woman too. So I did an outline of the horse so you could sort of see what she could see. Old man with a moustache and beard looking to the left. My friend Rachel Finucci said, it's a paw print. And Brecky replied, ah, yeah. A rich coffee. And I replied, I made it from the homemade coffee grounds from last year. Thought it was time I drank it. Lol. So yes. Rachel wrote, 4 nail prints and 3.5 pad prints. Love from above. And I replied, my sweet little boy, hugs. She wrote me lots of love hearts. Oh, when I told Brecky that she had a great eye seeing the horse, she replied, whoa, thank you. Happy that part of my brain has not been eaten away by hormone depletion. And I replied, nothing wrong with your brain, Brecky. Kiss, kiss, kiss. And Brecky replied, so it is your own grown coffee. That's great. There is spirit in it, which is true. Directly from my sacred space to you, those messages came. And I replied, I am truly blessed by Gaia and the gods, smiley face. Although if I could have kept Bobo with me much longer, that would have been a greater joy and a blessing. But today has been a lovely spiritual day. Lots of love gifted to me by birds, Lynn, my Facebook friends, and even the postman was especially kind. Yes, I'm upset that he's not on my route anymore. I used to love when he came and he'd hand deliver me the parcels. It was just that extra bit of like humanness, like just showing human connectivity and care and agape love. I hope they didn't get rid of him because I complimented him before on what a wonderful man he is in my videos. Actually had a conversation one time with him. I know, surely not. They get moved around on their routes. I hope he hasn't left the job because he's a wonderful postman. Didn't get his name, even though we had a conversation out the front here one time, but much love to you, my Māori postman. I miss you. You're a wonderful human being. And I don't say that lightly, by the way, because I've met so many awful, awful people over the decades that, you know, when you see someone that's really gorgeous and kind and loving, it's just like you feel like you've been touched by an angel. Although he didn't touch me, don't get me wrong, nothing sus. Gentleman, a lovely man. Made a point of saying he was married with children and had lost his dog in the most traumatic way. But a lovely human being. Aroha nui to you, wherever you are. Anyway, we carry on. I told Brecky there was nothing wrong with her brain, and she replied, I do have brain fog, and sometimes my creativity is gone for days. I also do not have astral dreams anymore. Oh, that's not good when you stop your dreaming. You need to dream. It's very important, especially if you're psychic like me. But she carries on, I have a lot of paintings that still have to be made, so enough to do. And I replied, just be gentle with yourself, dear one. We as a species have been through a lot in the past 4 years. It's perfectly okay to take a break and rest. Sending you much love from Brisbane, Australia, from my spirits and ancestors that love us to yours. Pardon me. I'm grateful to have such beautiful friends on my team. Kiss, 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 kiss. And I replied also, my dreams stopped for several months, which was alarming as I am the psychedelic dreamer after all. But in recent days they have been rather intense. I dreamed of Johnny Depp 2 mornings ago. Then later that day I was watching a podcast and they were talking about him. It was very amusing. In my dream, I was at a big entertainment or convention centre wanting to see him come on stage. But I met him in the backstage corridor and true to real life, I was just so starstruck that I could barely speak to him. I would do that in real life. I'd be like, oh, I'd freak out. He thanked me for believing in him, which was very kind, but I wondered how he knew I had advocated for him. Then I woke up. I was more surprised by the fact that the interaction seemed so real and exactly how I would react if I ever met him in person. I have a tendency to idealize famous people, and I needed to remind myself that they are ordinary people with human frailties and or desires too. Some just want to be treated like they are ordinary people, which must be difficult when you are that ridiculously famous and talented. Brecky replied, you are such a dear, even in your mourning for Bobo. Talking about ancestors, there are some family members from my grandmother that we never had contact with them. My grandmother's maiden name was Trumpet, who went to New Zealand in the 60s or 80s. Then she continued on. About the psychedelic dreams, years ago I dreamed of 2 black and white portraits and holders on my altar. They were David Bowie and Paul McCartney. Because they had nothing to do with each other, I knew one of them or both were soon going to die. Well, it was David Bowie. And I replied, a lot of Dutch people migrated to New Zealand. I worked for a Dutch woman. My friend Sally Castle's mother is and or was also Dutch. My stepfather was Dutch, although he migrated to Melbourne but came to live with us in New Zealand after he met my mother. My neighbours down the road were Dutch and English, Cockney. Case used to take me to the Dutch clubs in both Wellington and Melbourne. They even made me take night classes after school when I was 14 to learn Dutch. All I can remember how to speak are alsjeblieft, which I think means please, and een kopje koffie, 1 cup of coffee. Oh, and hufter, which Case described people he thought were idiots. Losing David Bowie was a great loss. I loved his music and his quirky personality. And Brigitte corrected my spelling of hufter and explained, speak as hufter means asshole. Which is kind of funny, as Case really abhorred swearing. If I swore, we swore a lot because I was raised with swearing from the age of 4, am I right? I swore like a sailor by the time I was 4. So he would hit me a lot for swearing, which wasn't actually fair since it was my family erudition or lack thereof of the vernacular. I can swear in several languages still, including hufter in Dutch. But it must have been the only swear word that he stuck with because, yeah, I wasn't allowed to swear. And I didn't hear him swear either, except for that one word in Dutch. I replied, Brechtje. Sometimes Case would roll his R's so it sounded like Rifter. But if I dared use that word, I would get slapped up the side of my head. He hated the fact that I was a cunning linguist and swore like a sailor denied shore leave as a young child. I once told him to get lost. He used to try to molest me. So he physically threw me into a wall. I was lying there, glaring at him balefully, thinking to myself with great amusement of all of my much more vitriolic verbiage I might have used on him, and I got attacked for such a simple thing. It just seemed to not make any sense. I guess it wasn't so much that I wanted him to go away and get lost, but more my potent intent behind those words that enraged him. My evil eye that my shrink fears so much, laughing my ass off. Well, he doesn't fear it, but he says that when I give my death stare, which is quite fearsome, people, he said, to be on the receiving end of your death stare, he said, you actually feel it like an energy punching through your guts, like as if I've actually stabbed them. He says, you actually feel it like you're about to kill them. And I said, oh, did you experience that, Doctor? There was one time that we had a blazing row about something I was on the right, and he apologised to me after. But he said, the look you gave me, he said, I now understood from that moment on what it feels like to be on the receiving end of your wrath, Tanya. He said, it's actually quite astonishing and you must never do that. And I went, I only save it for people who really deserve it. He was like, okay. He says, I just want you to be aware, though, that whoever you do that to feels, internalises it, that they're about to be murdered. It's that frightening. And I went, well, if they don't provoke and harass and intimidate me, they won't get the death stare, will they? Anyway, it's kind of funny. So I'm thinking maybe, it wasn't so much that I said to Case, I'll get lost, but that I was so disgusted with him trying to molest me that I invoked the death stare, which in his case, quite frankly, he would have merited. But I got thrown into the wall as a child for defending my pristine, well, it wasn't quite so pristine by then. I'd already been molested from the ages of 6 to 8 by Trevor Singh, but I was trying to maintain my body autonomy and keep myself safe. Am I right? So, to this day, anyone that cops my death stare cops it because I'm keeping myself safe. And my inner Damon comes out, and yes, one does not fuck with my inner Miss Five Damon, who's a sweet little girl most of the time. But if you mess with her, by the gods, all hell breaks loose, and even I myself am scared of that part of my personality, my makeup. She's a powerful, powerful entity, my little Miss Five. You know, if you've got past Mama T, who's happy-go-lucky and just wants to dance and be everyone's mother and be nurturing and protective, and if you get past her and you've upset the Tanya, think of it like all those gates closing up in the opening sequence to Get Smart. Do you remember Get Smart with the guy that had the shoe phone? He used to talk, he was a spy and he was really quite inept. Well, I'm kind of like that character, a bit of a doofus, really. Bit of a hoofter, I guess. Bit of an asshole. But anyway, but I've got all these like protective kind of layers in my psyche I've become aware of over the years. So the opening gates, you know, the doors clang shut, you open up, out comes Mama T, who, as I said, is most of the time wise and happy-go-lucky and just wants to have fun till she dies and live her best life. I mean, we all do. All my parts of my fragmented personality, I guess. I'm not really fragmented. I know exactly what I'm doing most of the time. But anyway, if you knock her down, then you've got to deal with the Tanya. The Tanya is pretty powerful. And if you knock her down and little Miss Five comes out, be afraid, be very afraid, because even I don't know. I haven't quantified what she's capable of, you know. You'd think, oh, a little innocent little child, that's sweet. But have you ever seen a child, especially a three or 4 year old, throwing a fucking tantrum in the supermarket aisle? Well, it's kind of like that. It's like you get past all the adults and you get down to that core child. It's very, very fucking dangerous indeed. I think that's what happened when I had my fight recently, when I just laid back and rode a recumbent bicycle and just kept kicking. I think that was Miss Five. They'd pissed off all the others, but, you know, Miss Five came out to play. And anyway, how wonderful that I was so loved and protected in that club, that they protected me and loved me anyway, even though, quite frankly, I lost my temper. Right royally, I lost my temper. It was the colour purple. It was the colour purple. It was the royal colour. Anyway, I shouldn't bang on about it because I'm very blessed and very loved and very protected. But I just wanted to segue there because, yes, even my psychiatrist said, when you give the death stare, Tanya, it's actually very, very frightening. I went, well, you know, don't cause me harm. You won't get the death stare. It's just odd. It's a bit odd. But anyway, I've got reasons why I am the way I am. It's how partially, miraculously, I'm still alive today. I kind of brought those in, all those aspects in, came really more to the fore, only really in recent years, quite frankly, since the suicide attempts. Like I came back with something that said, you're not allowed to die, and I'm going to give you extra strength or power or mana or extra spiritual protection, and the proof's in the pudding. You know, there were enough strangulations and rapes and attempted rapes and fucking awful slanders and viciousness and con artistry in the last 3 or 4 decades, 5 decades. There's been enough. So, but I continue on as per normal, happy-go-lucky, loving life, being joyous, being mostly striving to be peaceful, get along with most people, unless someone comes at me with malevolent intent. And then It's only fair play to defend and protect myself. I've been doing that since childhood too. Here I continue writing. Anyway, c'est la vie, he, meaning my stepfather, Case, proved to be a hoofter in the end. I have survived all of them. My friend Jared, who's still commenting on the image that I showed you in my cup, said, funny, the first thing I saw was the Egyptian hieroglyph of a hawk. My friend Jared is a powerful psychic person too. He's amazing. He has amazing gifts. And then I replied, hawk is a powerful totem, seeing with great clarity. And then he wrote, at first I thought it was an eagle, another powerful totem, but the head was wrong. This is exactly what I see. Might just scroll back to that image because, yeah, he sees that. I didn't see it. But if he sees it, oops, we lost it again. And I replied, amazing. So this one looks interesting also. This is what we do for fun on Facebook. When I get these images in my coffee grounds, I share them. And then very often I also share the images of this sort of slush line that happens at the side of the cup. Find it fascinating. Here's the bottom. I don't see it, but Jared says there's a skull there, a human skull at the bottom of this one. So there's no right or wrong answers. It's just however, you perceive it. So I just go along with what everyone interprets. I wrote, if you turn it sideways, there are actually 2 or 3 skulls. I just finished making some coral pink resin skull earrings, so it's kind of interesting that the spirits are showing us skulls, eternal life in the face of the current COVID epoch atrocities. And he replied, it's funny, you can slowly turn it 360 degrees, and as it's turning, new skulls appear and others disappear. And I wrote, it's amazing. I saw this first too. To me it looked either like a hedgehog or a possum, but then I noticed the skulls later. It's the first thing I saw when I clicked on it even for this video, was the hedgehog and the possum. And their face peeping out, just like my possums do when they're in the possum box, which is cute. Although I don't know why, but they've stopped using it, so a bit disappointed. I saw this first too. Oh no, I wrote that. Then Jared replied, I see turtle, frog, lizard and leopard faces, and this face near the bottom. And I said, yes, I saw that first up. Hang on, let me just check that you can see, otherwise. There it is. Another face of a bald man who either has a moustache or is grimacing in pain. Seventeenth of August 2022, so 2 years ago. It took me 3 days, a few hours each day, Guru, to grind off the seized bolts, etc., and cut the steel base away with a diamond blade of my mini grinder. What a fiasco. But I've rescued the crowns that were part of the old chandelier. I will put the small one on my knitted fairy if it fits, and replace the crystals on the larger one so I can repurpose it as a sun catcher. The scrap pieces I might try to sell at a scrap metal dealer or swap for copper wires. I wanted to learn metal braiding for bracelets. They didn't, they scammed me. Here I wrote, update. I went to a scrap metal dealer in Cooper's Plains. They offered me 50 cents, just rude. They don't sell copper wire or any products back to the customers, fiendish. So I just left the stuff with them as I can't be bothered. I didn't even get the 50 cents, lol. I went to Bunnings and bought some new copper wire there. I want to practice braiding it. And so here's the 2 crowns I'd cut off the chandelier. The little one which is now being worn by my Queen Titania fairy, which looks awesome. And the larger one has now got sun catchers hanging off it in the garden. 17th of August 2021. Oh, these were pretty. I must buy some more, make more rings. These beauties just arrived. I wanted larger serving spoons to do pierced soaring designs with. These are gorgeous. And yes, I should actually do that again when I have some extra money, is buy some more lovely spoons. I'm so tired though. I'm so tired. It took me 2 days just to do that, learn that flush setting of that little London blue topaz on the little Sacred Heart pendant I'd made. But I'm so glad that I finished it because it's been lying around for about 4 or 5 months. I thought I must get in there and finish it. I had worried they would be normal tablespoon size, but they are larger and have such a pretty design, it will be hard to cut them up, lol. I just realised that one of the spoons could be made into that snake head I was so astonishingly obsessed about and distressed when I melted it. I had let go of any hope of making it again. But I bought another EPNS one last week and made another snake bracelet and had vowed to make one in sterling silver. Talk about a master manifester. It's only taken me a few months to get the materials together again. Now I just need the skill set to copy the engraving on the EPNS one onto my sterling one. I'm really excited that the universe is sending me the things I need to fulfill my little projects. Thank you, God and Goddess. Gratitude is everything, people. I must be on my right path as things seem to flow to me easily when my headspace is focused and I maintain my childlike wonder and attitude of gratitude. This gives me hope that I might yet sighs and, for the love of God, laughing out loud, manifest a life partner who is worthy of me also. Little inspirations and wins give me the belief, however illusory, that all is indeed possible, even though my life pattern has proven otherwise. I know, sweet, silly, stupid, and sucked in and smited, but a little bit smitten with the idea of potentialities amid the catastrophic COVID paradigm. Life, death, life experiences on epic fucking replay make one a little thought and mood disordered. A distortion as flawed as a cracked worldview, but shining like a kaleidoscopic stained glass in a garden somewhere. So to quote those smug, entitled, "What's the story you tell yourself?" hypocritical jerks that write self-help books, the story is in the process of unfoldment, in the unfurling, magical renaissance of a semi-dying woman. I am not quite done yet. Ooh, I feel so good thinking about that I'm definitely going dancing tomorrow. Oh, you have to laugh. This morning, I still feel very weak after days of carding wool, and yesterday I suffered another gastric event. Not as bad as the one in March, but still very scary. Oh, that's not nice when that happens. Not nice at all. My sterling silver spoons just arrived, so when I feel better or get inspired and push my body past its usual gentle sludginess, I will make something. It's a beautiful day, but my hands still hurt. I sat up until 10:30 p.m. carding alpaca, about 4 hours, as I was so weak after the gut upset. I still have quite a lot of wool to card, but I think I will go gently today. Just want to show you, look at this. Wait a minute. What are you doing, Charlie? What are you doing? Are you having snuggles? Snuggly birdie. Snuggly birdie. I love you, Charlie. She didn't want to be alone today. She spent a lot of time on her own yesterday because I was hyper-focused on that little pendant. So this morning I went into her room, also the jewellery studio. And I went into my studio, but also her bedroom. It used to be Jasmine's bedroom at one time. And not for a very long time though, because she fucked off. But anyway, c'est la vie. I kicked her out of the house actually because she was being so awful. Then she fucked off. But anyway, let's just keep to the facts. The facts are important. So anyway, I moved into her bedroom this morning early because I was up very early. Can you tell by my almost hypomanic state that I was up early and still in recovery mode? Anyway, so I thought, oh well, I'm up early. I'll get Charlie out of her cage early. So I opened her blinds in a window and on both windows. And I opened the door to her cage and I went, "Good morning, Charlie." And she's like, the equivalent of good morning in body language, tweet, tweet, tweet. And I went out to get her food, took her little bowls out to put her fresh food and water in, and made a cup of tea. And I kind of forgot about her temporarily because I was still faffing about making tea and taking all my vitamins and, distracted. And I could hear in her room, I heard a thud, a flapping of wings and a thud. Oh my God, Charlie never flies. So she'd fluttered down from her cage onto the floor and landed on the floor with a bit of a thud. Anyway, I kept doing what I was doing. And next thing I heard this scuffle, 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 scuffle. She walked from her bedroom into the kitchen to come looking for me, and just sat in the middle of the kitchen kind of looking at me all dazed and confused. I was like, oh, Charlie. Poor Charlie didn't want to be alone today. No, you didn't. So anyway, I went and picked her up and put her on my shoulder, and She's been hanging out with me all day today. Some days she's, smoochier than others and enjoys my company. But yesterday I put her out in the garden because it was a lovely day yesterday after all the rain we've had. So she had a nice day in the garden yesterday, didn't you, Charlie? She said, yes, but I was on my own too long, Mama. I want to be with you now. Which is, fair and reasonable. 17th of August 2020. Can you see the Aboriginal man's face on the mountain? It's Mount Tibrogargan up in near the Glasshouse Mountains, or up that way. Trying to think what the actual... It's on the way to Montville anyway. It's that way. Can't remember what the actual place is called. But can you see his face? You can see his forehead, his eye, his nose, his mouth, and what looks like a bit of a beard even, his hair. It's gorgeous. Wait a minute, you can't see anything because I'm not pointing it the right direction. Sorry about that. Can you see him? Forehead, nose, mouth, beard. Oh, he's beautiful. I feel like going to see him again. Haven't been up that way for a while. 17th of August 2019. Last night I had a powerful craving for lollies. That's sweets or candy depending where you come from. Sugary, sweety, delicious lollies. I had already scoffed down the last of my chocolate. I ran around the house in a whirling dervish frenzy as I was too tired to bother going down to the IGA to buy more sugary poison for my demanding inner child. That's the only bad thing about Miss Fivers. She constantly craves sugar and she doesn't get them. She throws an epic fucking tantrum and can be full on and anyway. It is times like these I am always amazed and grateful that I never became a heroin addict or any other kind of drug addict for that matter. I would not have survived a serious drug addiction. My sugar addiction is intense. In desperation, I made 2 pieces of toast and put honey and butter on it. That sweetened my craving enough. I went to bed at 10:30 p.m. expecting another night of crazed insomnia, but settled down well. I woke up just after 8 a.m, alert and ready to face another day. I made more toast with honey and boiled 2 eggs and sat out with Charlie and Beauregard to eat my breakfast. It was a beautiful morning and I watched the few people active in the neighbourhood. I called off Bobo from barking at them. Listlessly played a bit of ball with him as I was watching interesting videos on Facebook. I went back to bed around 10 a.m. and slept again for a while. What are you doing, Charlie? You can't go in there. No. I feel chilled, which is weird, as all night I had the hot flushes, then chills. I cocooned myself inside my feather doona like a butterfly that has her wings torn off. I stroked my shoulders, which felt cold to the touch. My bones are aching. In my hips, rib cage, especially lower ribs, and in my right arm. I might have overdone the slashing down of the heliconias yesterday. I still have the cardamom to cut back. I'm trying to restore my energy so I can go dancing tonight. This is something that has been almost vital to my existence. My little tribalist berserker mosh on the weekend, even if I can only manage one night. Less berserker and less mosh these days. I mostly just wiggle my hips as my body has not the strength to cut loose anymore. Anyway, I'm getting better, slowly. So last night I craved sugar, and some days I crave love, and other days I crave sleep or isolate myself as I feel smothered or invaded. It's a finely wrought balance, this tightrope jitterbug of an end-state trauma patient's life. But I feel happy in a weird way. Life has been a constant struggle, a battleground in every way. I have beaten back every zombie, false lover and or friend, even death. I have earned my right to a serene, noble, safe life. I have carved it from my own blood, sweat and tears. I have written it on the stars and in chat rooms and on Facebook statuses and public forums. I have been to paradise and hell, but somewhere along the way of the not so peaceful warrior goddess and the road less travelled and the dreaming of the psychedelic dreamer, I got me back. It scared my beloveds away. They wanted a victim that was docile and malleable and servile and sycophantic. I loved them anyway. For how could they even begin to comprehend me and my life from their greedy, lustful, superficial, selfish worldview? They learned nothing, no thing. Only the climax after handling their own dicks. Uh-oh, did I mention my libido is coming back? Well, I noticed it a few weeks ago and was taken by surprise. In pure survival mode, I had almost forgotten I am still a woman. Now, don't get too excited, fellas. I am still quietly observing my own bodily responses to life and prefer my platonic pals as, well, I know I am safe with them. So here I am, surfing this new version of the Tanya, with her aches and heartache and longing to sup the ambrosia of the gods, and whimsically gliding through the world of men, which is a spiraling carousel ride, up and down and out, inside out, purge, resurge, eat, shit, and try not to die, for there is juicy goodness in this world, and my time has not yet arrived. I think I will dance tonight. That was 2019, babies. I've come a long way, haven't I? A long way. It's cute. 17th of August 2018. In a lot of pain again. Might have to go to hospital. From the comments section, thanks Julie. I think them jiggling my organs around doing the ultrasound set me off. Earlier I wrote, ultrasound complete. I have some stones. We'll have to go back to my GP to organise surgery, I guess. 17th of August 2017. Mushu has not come home for 3 weeks now. Please God, he has been adopted by someone. I miss my little mate. He was like a mini socks. He was a gorgeous boy. Can you see him? Where is he? Where are you, Mushki? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Still wanting to know where you are, mister. Yesterday I saw some lovely clothes in Maya and another store called Tiger Lily. Very expensive, but my hippie style. It made me a little depressed that I have no disposable income. But then I thought, fuck it. I look like $10 million in my purple top hat my gorgeous daughter sent me from London, my second-hand mules, my sexy second-hand animal print dress. Oh dear goddess, Charlie, that was massive. Sorry, she's done a massive big poop all over the laptop. Where was I? My sexy animal print dress, which the men go wild whenever I wear that dress for some reason. I think because it's woolen and the texture looks kind of soft and fluffy, and then it's animal, and oh, do they go? They just look at me like this. It's not even like, I don't consider it like one of my nicest dresses actually, but it just does something to them on some level. It's quite astonishing. Winter's nearly over. I only have so much time that I can still wear it, am I right? Oh well, it's getting old, that dress. I mean, here I wrote back in 2000 and what year was it? 2017. I've worn it a lot, so got plenty of wear out of it. But yes, the men go absolutely insane when I wear that. I usually team it up with a skirt underneath because it's a little bit short, and then I wear my underbust and my hat, and the men just go. It's weird because they're not like that with anything else that I wear, maybe a few other things, but that particular outfit sends them into some kind of state. It's quite comical. Well, I find it comical anyway. Yes. My underbust corset I have worn to death, and the black skirt for modesty as the animal print dress is too short. Yup, I looked just as rich as the wealthy buggers in the Apple store who were staring at me with interest. Appearances can be deceiving. Wealth is a full and happy heart. True friends, love, fresh air, sunshine, good health or good enough health, freedom, fearlessness, and attitude. Money is always a bonus, but it often comes at a hefty price. It is quickly removed from us. That's been my experience all my life. Being robbed by the worst fucking arseholes. But never mind, Charlie. We are happy, aren't we, Charlie? I am as happy and successful as I ever dreamed of right now. I have integrity, a roof over my head, food in my guts, life, l'chaim, blessed be. And glittery lipstick as well. Yes, it's still there. Here's a photo I posted of me wearing said animal print dress. And what's that on my schnoz? Birdie poop. Still birdie poop everywhere, Charlie. By the gods. Lying in my hammock, feeling happy and serene and accomplished. Lol. Hat here. Wore my top hat to Carindale. People stared. Very amusing. So yeah, Megan is right. I need to rock their urbane worlds more often. I moved my hammock out of the line of fire of Charlie's tuchus. That means ass. It is nice under the tree, not being pished on. Jana wrote, cute. 5 hours later, only 4 degrees cooler. Oh, you can't take life seriously. You really can't. Sometimes you've just got to be a bit mad. Higgins Storm Chasing wrote, thinking about the summer. The hottest temperatures in southeast Queensland today was 33.9 degrees Celsius at Amberley. That's 11 degrees Celsius above average, and the hottest it's been since March on the 16th of August 2017, which is the tail end of our winter, by the way, people of Earth. Today it's gone up to currently 29 degrees Celsius. So pretty hot. Not as hot as in 2017, but pretty bloody hot. No wonder we're feeling weird, Charlie. It's hot as hell in winter time. What do you say about that? Mama, mama, mama. Lol, I bought Beauregard a beautiful lamb neck bone for $3 today. Fresh and meaty. The bloody thing disappeared. Crows? Or did he bury it? Anyway, now the little blighter is sitting on my foot while gnawing on an old dried manky bone that was on the living room floor. Madness. Utterly exhausted as per usual, but making sweet potato fries in the Prinetti air fryer. Hopefully it works well. Hungry, Mama T. I'm actually getting a bit hungry now too. Have to cook something, won't I? Still hot tonight. I've taken off my bra, sick of being pinched and pulled all day. Free the breasts. Yay! I threw it in the washing machine with the other bras. I was going to go out tonight, call of my own wild, but can't now. There's no bras left to be tortured in. Ha ha. My friend Kellyanne wrote, fucking horrible things they can be. I gave up on anything but those comfy crop top things with no underwire and stretchy nylon moulded, made with one-piece material. Kmart job. Can't be fucked with anything but comfortable. And bugger any man what says I can't go for comfort over some racy black number that pushes me up and pulls me in, and some guaranteed to fail attempt to make myself look like Angelina Jolie. Nope. Take me or leave me in my comfy tracky tacks or comfy granny knickers and bras. I don't care anymore, lol. Kellyanne, you're destined to stay single with that attitude, baby girl, just saying, but I hear ya. I'm destined to stay single too. I can't be asked. But anyway, I did buy it. I've got a nice bra on today. I bought a nice one because my other bras were just embarrassing, had to go in the bin. My friend Margaret Jacovat wrote, untrust the girls or let them free range, as I like to say. Ha ha. Charlie got one of his claws caught inside my topaz ring setting. I had to soap it up, but it still didn't free him. So then I had to cut the claw that was inside the ring setting. Luckily he came free after that. Oh my, what a fright. Just on his bedtime too. He hadn't wanted, this is when we thought that he was a boy. He hadn't wanted to climb out of the tree, so I put a rake handle up to the bough for him to climb on. So that was one adventure, then followed up with getting caught in my ring as well. I've put him inside his cage to sleep the night away. Phew, crisis over. It was very hot tonight, so I opened both windows in his room. May have to put on a fan as well. In winter, nuts, which reminds me I need to buy 2 fans, one for her room, one for my bedroom, because summer's coming already and it's only winter still. And the remaining fan I've got doesn't work, it's packed up. So I have the air conditioning in the lounge, but I still need a fan for the bedroom, both bedrooms. Otherwise we just die here. Last year was so hot in the peak of summer, I slept for 4 nights in the lounge, on the couch. It was just too hot. I had to sleep in the air conditioning. The Tanya is restless. It's only a Thursday night. One of my worst foibles, slowly learnt through bitter, twisted experiences to let those colours swirl, just the ugly blended beige and shit-stained khaki they truly were. Who am I talking about there? Sounds like I'm talking about my enemies, doesn't it? Yes. Shit-stained they were too. But shh, moving on. It's not the same thing as giving up, people of Earth. 17th of August 2016. I just had a shower, then bathed the Beau as he stunk of other dogs' urine as he gets his head in the way when they pee. Thanks, Beauregard. Gross little mofo. I do miss him though, but that was one habit that was a bit gross. Then I attempted to towel dry him, but he wouldn't have it, so now he's climbing into his clam pool, so getting wet again. Then I posted a lovely photo of 2 of my hens. This robot wants a family and to destroy humans. Ugh, creepy. I wrote creepy. Already wants to destroy humans. We are already obsoleting ourselves. Given the caliber of some humans I interface with at the casino on Friday and or Saturday nights, this might not be so bad. Some people are just, well, ugh. My friend Jared sent me a Wikipedia article called Uncanny Valley. And I replied, interesting, Jared. 17th of August 2015, 12:40 a.m, making an apple and rhubarb pie, which I'm really looking forward to. Hungry mama, living life in reverse. Bit headachy, but that will be from moshing and hair twirling like a maniac on Saturday night. My neck bones are probably out of alignment. No complaints, still happy as a harpy. 3:34 p.m, just woke up. I received a lovely text that shows my matchmaking efforts might be yielding some positive rewards. A certain farmer, that would be Tony, made contact and is promising to restructure his business so he has more time for love in his life. What? Wanting my friend Joe to wait 2 years for him? The twat. Wherever you are, Tony, you're still a twat. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He wasn't serious enough. If a man wants you, he makes it happen, babies. He really does. Some of us women make it happen too. If they were single, I'd be making a lot of things happening right about now. But shh, didn't say that out loud. I'm being good. Not referring to Tony either. That was a whole kettle with a whole different fish in a whole different pot, not of my making. Oh, he was a silly, silly man. But anyway, baby steps. But if he is true to his word, he will come to Brisbane more often and dance with my beautiful friend, Joe. So happy that I gave him hell and told him to man up. He is acting on my advice. Obviously with some other woman though, since he still didn't get it together with my friend Joe. But anyway, There'll be reasons for that are beyond my gnosis, so I'll let that one go. Oh, now if I could only get the man I love to do the same for me. Oh no, please don't. Not that one. Not the one that I was still in love with in 2015. Hell no, we won't go. I'm so grateful to have finally moved on from that one. But alas, that is probably never going to happen. Boys will remain boys, size. Indeed they will. They will remain forever the lost boys, and preferably stay forever far away from me. He who once said, I'm never far away from you. Oh, the irony. Oh, never mind. Still, seeing that others have their love potential blossom gives me hope. The dirtiest four-letter word in my lifetime, but spring's ever eternal, laughing my ass off. Oh dear goddess, wouldn't it be nice if I had a real man who just went, you're the one, Tanya. And I looked him into his eyes and I went, yep, I agree with that. You're my one too. And off we went, happily ever after, just like a fairy tale but real. I know. Silly Mama T. Very, very silly Mama T. Here I posted some, you can't even read them because they're all upside down and cockeyed, just like my love life, upside down and cockeyed. But there's some nice photos of Sophie, and my apple and rhubarb pie. I should buy some rhubarb and make another apple and rhubarb pie, shouldn't I? It's because I'm hungry. All I can think about is food right now. What did I eat for breakfast? A piece of banana bread. Still hungry. Well, breakfast was hours ago too. Anyway, carry on. We'll carry on with the video and then I'll make something to eat. Sophie has been whirling dervishing all night, glaring at our man-child Mushu and pissing off Penny. She is now sitting on a chair beside me, demanding head cuddles. She likes her face, ears and head patted. She tried to eat my pie. So did Mushu. Now she has a smug but hormonal smirk on her face. Crazy Ranger Calico cat. Oh God, I miss her, even though she was probably the craziest of all my cats. She was still lovely. You gotta love the crazy ones. Just saying. Died inside many times. Each time I became more beautiful, more wise, stronger, albeit broken, like those gold-reinforced broken pottery they make in Japan. Well, spiritual gold, as I am broken in more ways than one, darlings. Later I wrote, in response to a meme, your soul chose this life because you were strong enough to handle it. Posted by, and written in Hebrew, somebody called Yuval Shalom. I replied, bullshit. I had no choice but to fight on for my children's sake. Now they are grown, I am fighting on because that is what I am used to do. Used to doing, I should have said. All right, that is what I'm used to. Anyway, staying alive and praying for an imaginary other life is not strong. It is gross insanity, delusional and sad. But I am having fun before I die, and hopefully we'll have lots more fun too. It ain't over until the cat lady throws a cat, which I'm fresh out of pussycats. And I would never throw my cat at anyone. It wouldn't hurt my cat. 17th of August 2014. Good afternoon, my morning, woke up at 4:23 p.m. Wow. Going out with Creature at 7. More wow. As I'm still tired from epic dancing Friday and Saturday night. Well, we did go everywhere together back in those days, 2014. We had a lovely friendship there for a while, till she went toxic and rancid. What can I say? 17th of August 2013. Completely exhausted, went to bed at 4 a.m, still awake apart from a few short sleeps. Same thing happened yesterday. Gonna take my meds and hope I sleep till 4 p.m. My brain is a whirling mesh of anticipation, expectation, exhortation, desperation, wishing, hoping, with bouts of euphoria followed by semi-consciousness. Spring has sprung in my mind. Hold me back, baby. I feel like a racehorse champing at the bit, but held back at the gates. Rather annoying. I've got a slight ache in my left foot from arthritis and a tender lower back, which I have to be careful of jarring. As to why the fuck I can't settle to sleep is a quandary. Oh well, back to oblivion for another day. Zulu insists on sleeping on top of me too. I've had to push him off several times. He was a very large cat and quite heavy, by the way. He seems to desire closer contact like never before. Perhaps he knows something I don't. My reflux is bad too. Oh well, he loves me, belching and all. He was a lovely pussycat, he really was. 17th of August 2011, quiet sort of day, slept until 2 p.m, potted in the garden pulling out weeds, painted my toenails, on demand from Gail, who says if I must wear toe rings, I must pay more attention to my grotty feet, lol. Watched some TV. Now wish I had some money to go out with, but never mind. 17th of August 2010. So tired of being tired and depressed, briefly energetic, euphoric, then tired, depressed, and schluffy again. I've been a very busy person last week though, so I guess it's time for some downtime, literally. Spent some quality time with my Courtney this evening. And had loads of cuddles, so that was nice. Update 17th of August 2022. He dumped me a month later, so those epic cuddles were him using up the last of my emotional resources because he knew he was a two-timing vacuous cunt, even though he kept denying it, laughing out loud. No great loss. I got better mental health after he left my life and improved greatly after Gail left my life too. So much gaslighting, treachery and manipulation. No wonder I had to barely exist on psych meds. Never mind. After my suicide attempt, which was on 22nd of August 2015, nearly the anniversary of my almost dying, people. After my suicide attempt, I got my mind back, more determined than ever to wrest joy out of the remains of my fragmented, kaleidoscopic, psychedelic whirligig of a life. The gods, angels, Fae have my back. Yes, they do, more than any human mortal has ever done. It's astonishing at times. Astonishing and humbling and mortifying, but by the gods, they have my back. There were a few too many sacrifices I'm still extremely unhappy about. My beloved pets and the death of any hope of a love and or life partner. But I keep living as an act of defiance. I defy, deify, and unexplored creativity anyway. Because fuck them. Those evil, perverted mortals, including my own family that try to destroy me. Arise and shine in the full zesty glory of the Lord. Angels wept when they saw my damaged potential and raised me up on strong shoulders as few. I don't know what the as few, we'll just delete that bit. And raised me up on strong shoulders. They threw me back into the fray as only one who has faced her immolation many, many times can walk between those worlds, still come up and still come up smiling. And yes, I still struggle with chronic fatigue and depression. Not so much depression these days, but the fatigue is intense at the moment, really intense. But I have ways of coping that are exhausting but productive now. And thus concludes today's readings of Even Date. The Tanya is percolating some kind of mischief in my spirit. I can feel it percolating up and down like a lovely frothy champagne. Champagne for everyone, darlings. But it's probably because it's a hot day and so my body thinks it's spring and it's like, let's go babies, let's do the wild dance, let's enjoy our life. And yeah, I missed out on dancing last night, so that's another reason why I'm probably frothing. It's my body likes to dance. So anyway, wherever you are on the space-time continuum, on planet Earth or whatever other dimensions are picking up in the ether, our radio, video logging rays, stay cool, stay happy, stay blessed, stay in love with the ones that love you wholeheartedly and truly and deeply and passionately and romantically as well, babies, and stay true to your loyal, loving friends and family. Stay true to your planet Earth if you're an earthling like me. And yeah, let there be peace in all worlds. Shalom. Bye for now. Have a glorious day wherever you are. From Titania's realm, sacred space.